Okay, welcome to part 2. So 这一个 central measure of central tendency 的部分呢，是讲着 how we can find median. Mainly is about median 啦 but 其实我们也可以 find in terms of 我们的interquartile 的那一些position. So for example Q1 and Q3. So 这一个他们 demonstration is Q2, but 我会 demonstrate Q1 and Q3 also. So how can we find the median of this part of the frequency in the frequency table? We must always allocate a new column that's named cumulative frequency. Okay, we must always do that. 然后就像我讲的一样，在 workshop 里面我们讲的 if the total is odd number, we must plus 1 first. Okay, from the total, 如果是 odd number 的情况下，就像他做的一样，我们一定要 plus 1. Okay, and we've got the position of median, 因为是一半嘛，对不对？所以 median is equals to total plus 1 over 2. 如果是 Q1 也就是 25% of the position, 所以也就讲这 total plus 1 over 4. 因为就是 1 over 4就等于0.25 嘛，也就是 25%. And we've got Q3 which is equals to 我们的 total plus 1 over 4 times by 我们的3，因为 is 75%. Okay, so 这一个就是我们 how we can find position in terms of 我们的 discrete frequency data. Now 在我们看这里的时候，我们就可以讲 OK， 因为我们的 total 是65，我们 plus 1的时候除以2，我们的 33 position， 我们永远是看小于它的那一个 position， but it cannot be like 11 position， 因为 for example 我这里有一个线在这里，这里是 0， OK， 这里是 11， 这里是 34。 如果我讲我的 position of 33rd 嘛，我一定是在这里的，或者是 maybe as long basically is within 11 and 34. Okay, so hence 我们就可以讲 the median position of the discrete frequency table is at when x equals to 41. Okay, 这个就是我们的 median 的地方。The next one, 如果是 continuous data 也是一样做 cumulative frequency， 只是我们讲的 discrete 的时候，我们讲 x equals to 41. Median position is at when x equals to 41. 这里的话，我们做的一样的东西 but we just say the position is at height between 11 and 15. 这样子而已。OK， 而且另外一个东西，因为我们这里是 even number 嘛，看到吗？所以我们就不需要 plus 1。So, and of course 我们做这一些 statistics 问题的时候，一定很喜欢就是讲concluding how can we conclude, how can we say about what does the data say about 什么什么什么。 And yes, okay, we have to do that. So we can say the mode we can use the mode, okay, because it's unlikely to be affected by extreme values, 因为我们最多的嘛 most popular 的嘛，全部人都在选那一个 OK， 然后我们讲 OK, that means that it's the popular size, 然后 it can be used for qualitative data, but the thing is 它会 ignore 其他地方 OK， 我们只是关注在这个 position. So for example, we are only focusing on a group of person, but we neglect almost 29% of the person, or 99% of the people. So there is a disadvantage, and we don't really use it in calculations. Okay, we can't conclude much. The second thing, the mean. It's always good to have a mean calculation. Okay, so it's used for average 啦，就很像讲 OK， 我们 we can see averagely how people chooses. OK， 然后我们可以讲找出它的 sum of the data, but we cannot find average unless all of the values are known. OK， 它不能讲哦，因为我少了这里的 information， 我可以做 this average. No, you must have every single piece of value in order to do that. And it's always affected by something that's called extreme value, which I'll explain a little bit later. So, the third one, which is called median, 就是找它中间的 value 咯。Okay, we can say we can actually find the median without knowing all of the values, but we can only take account of the middle values. So ignores all other stuff like mode, and that is the reason why so many people 我们会一直用我们的那个 mean 来去做 conclusion， 因为比较多东西讲。But it's not necessarily meaning that 讲的就是它一定是好的。Okay, and also there's a lot of misconception in average， 就是 mean 的这一个representation。很多人讲哦 average 就是 representation of the median, but it's not. Okay, 如果他们是一样的意思，就是讲这我们的那个 data is really well spreaded, which we'll talk about it in the future about 我们的那一个 standard deviation. But just be aware of it. Median equals to mean, or maybe close to mean. It's not necessarily meaning the data is good. Okay, 这一个是非常重要的。And about extreme values is actually what we say about highest value and lowest value. Okay, so 为什么他讲 mode 本身 is not affected by extreme values is because it is the extreme value. One of the extreme values. Okay, and 如果是 mean 本身它一定会被 extreme value affected 的，因为它是很大的嘛。Okay, 它一定会 affect 到的。Yeah, that's basically about it for central measurements of the tendency.